business to go to another level. You must try to learn and hear something new. So make a change today. So don't procrastinate and see your business grow and change. So check out Testing Results, yeah, with Toni Harris Taylor. Toni Harris Taylor. Testing Results, oh yeah, Toni Harris Taylor. Yeah, yeah.
At Forever Forward Financial, our mission is to teach people how money works, thus assisting families and business owners to learn how to make more money, save more money, grow their money, and keep it all safe. We believe people need to have financial goals and build a financial foundation for their future. To schedule your free 2-hour consultation, call 727-422-7761 or email foreverforwardfinancial@gmail.com.
Is your current brand and marketing strategy not working? Do you feel stressed, frustrated, or stuck in not getting the exposure or engagement you want? Do you need the help of an experienced and knowledgeable team that can get you the results you desire?
We are Goodall,
Hill,
and Wallet, your creative brand and marketing strategists.
With over 30 years of combined experience, we help your brand to stand out, to attract and engage customers, and grow revenue. Take our free brand and marketing assessment quiz on our site.
We deliver your game plan
Help you to have a healthy mindset about your brand.
and with your winning team to help you deliver the results.
We are GHW, GHWmarketingstrategy.com.
This is Toni Harris Taylor with Drastic Results Marketing and Sales Coaching and Network in Action Global Partners, with another fabulous author for the Purpose, People, and Profits book. Today we're here with Sherri Goodall. Sherri and I met 2017, time is flying, 6 years ago?
Yes.
Met 6 years ago, and I was a referral to her when she was working at a corporation, and I came in and did some training, and we stayed connected from there. And now Sherri is one of my fabulous leaders of Network in Action. So want you to go ahead and introduce yourself in your own words, Sherri. Who are you and what do you do?
Hello, hello, hello. Toni Harris Taylor and everybody who's listening. My name is the Sherri Goodall. I like to say that. It just sounds fun for me. And I am the founder of Good Business Community, which is a part of my SEG Corporation, where we work with small to medium-sized business owners to help them find ways that they can give back in their communities while growing their brand.
So I met you when you were working at a corporation, and your job was community outreach and helping that corporation do good in the community. So, but how did you come to be an entrepreneur? Tell me the story behind your business.
So the story is actually kind of funny. The kind of funny is I was heading into my 50s and I was looking at the clock going, what if I never get to do the things that I'm dreaming of after I retire? And I was more afraid of what if than I was in taking a chance on leaving. And so, you ever had those days at work where you just had enough? And that happened during that same period that I was questioning myself. And I turned in a 2-week notice without a full plan. But I knew that I believed better in me than I did in where I was. And so I did grab a contract, left my job, and started a business. And I jumped out on a 6-month contract and never looked back.
Wow. Well, I know your business has evolved from that point, but this whole doing good in the community, how did you identify that there was a need for that in the entrepreneurial space?
Oh, yes. Thank you so much for asking, because What I realized is in corporate, there's an area of corporate, especially large companies, called CSR, corporate social responsibility, which
Okay.
is a long term for giving back, right? And a lot of people, as I was meeting other entrepreneurs, they were saying, oh, when I make X, Y, and Z amount of money, then I'm going to do this. Well, you don't have to wait until you have what I call Bill Gates kind of money, where you're doing great investments and giving back at the level that Bill Gates and Oprah and all these, billionaires do. You can really just work with where you are. And all you need is a good strategy and incorporate it into part of your marketing, because that's what I was doing at the time that you met me. We were
Mhm.
making it a part of our marketing, which helped us to grow our brand, anchor our customer base, and it also is a tax write-off in your business. It becomes a line item in your marketing. So
You
you
know,
don't have to have a 501c3.
that's the part. Because I always thought I would have to establish a nonprofit, really establish a nonprofit and then add that to my plate. And I was just like, the thought of starting another thing was overwhelming. But I want to give back. And what I've learned through Network in Action, because community service is part of what we do, is how giving back can be profitable for business. It makes you more attractive as a business to do business with you when you are giving back. So I love that you're doing that. And I've had this idea in my head and heart for a long time, but I need someone like you to get it out there so that I can have the impact that I'm meant to have.
Yeah, Toni. The one example I love to share with people and for them to think about is McDonald's, right? When you go through the drive-through, they often have a box where you can make a donation to Ronald McDonald House. Now, what does that have to do with burgers? Nothing, but it's something that brand is passionate about. It feels good, and they're really doing amazing work helping families who are dealing with their children being ill and giving them a place to stay so they can be close to their children. So there are always opportunities. We just have to think through what works well with your brand.
Love it. So walk us through your entrepreneurial journey thus far. Has it been like all tick up, or has it been the roller coaster we see on social media?
Listen, it is absolutely the roller coaster. Don't let anybody make you believe that this thing is linear and smooth. It is not at all. And it is not for the faint of heart, but I love it. It's been a great experience. I've definitely had challenges and setbacks. Early on, one of the things that I did was when I was determined. I sold all of my stuff. My daughter had left for college. I sold everything I had, hunkered down into a smaller place, actually rented a room from someone just so that I could put my finances into my business and not have to worry about overhead just for living, right? So it allowed me to focus on my business and make changes and do whatever I needed to do. Does everybody have to be that drastic? Absolutely not. But it's what I chose at the time, and it's the journey that I don't regret.
Okay, very good. No, everybody, you don't have to be that drastic, but bottom line is you have to be drastic. And the question becomes, how bad do you want it? And you wanted it that bad that you were willing to scale down your life so you could finance your dream. And so I love that. Now, most entrepreneurs have a burning desire to leave an impact on the world. What is the impact you want to leave?
Oh, man. This question is huge and near and dear to my heart because I want to help companies to leave an impact in their communities, the people and communities that they serve, which then exponentially grows my brand, my impact, and what others are doing. And one of the things I've learned from you, Toni, is what is the legacy that we're leaving in the business arena? And by making these kind of steps, we're making drastic changes in the world because it feels good to help people.
Yeah, you helped me, a business owner, get my program out into the world. I touch, move, and inspire those people. Those people then take what I teach them. They touch, move, and inspire. Girl, your impact is huge. And it started because you taught me how to do good in the community. So I want you to understand that what you have, especially leaving an impact of good doers. Imagine when you help 100 entrepreneurs, 1,000 entrepreneurs put a plan in place to give back, the impact you're going to leave. So I am proud of you for even having enough forethought to think about a business idea to help more people do good.
Thank you.
Because entrepreneurs like me, I just don't have time. I want to, I have a good heart, but thank you for, and 2024 is the year we're going to get that out.
Yes.
Okay. So who are the coaches and mentors that helped you to achieve your goals, and how important were they to your success?
Well, let's start with you first. And the reason I say that, ma'am, is because when you and I reconnected, I was at a point in my business with my marketing that I wasn't happy with the momentum and the direction it was going in. And we took some time, talked about that. But most importantly, what you did was you left crumbs on the table for me that it was enough for me to say, oh, okay, this tastes good. Let me figure this out. And then I came back to you with a game plan, but you had laid the breadcrumbs to the trail of where I am now. So thank you, Toni Harris Taylor. But my other mentors have been Gloria Mayfield Banks. She has been a strong mentor for me for over 20 years. She has taught me so much in business as well as in my personal life. And then I also have to give a shout out to Dr. Donna Smith Bellinger, who is a sales coach, and she has helped me in that aspect, because as business owners, you can't be afraid of sales, because you got to be able to sell what you got, and nothing happens until a transaction is made. So there you go.
I love that. I didn't know you and Donna were friends. So small world, here we go. So you mentioned a drastic step of selling everything, scaling down. Can you tell me about another big drastic step you took in business?
Yes, Toni, absolutely. So another big step that I took, and I recommend this honestly for business owners, is I, at one point in time, around the third year in business, I shut my business down, scrapped it, and restructured the foundation. Because what I understood was that if foundationally the business was not set up the way it needed to be, I couldn't run as hard as I needed to run. So what that means, or what that meant for me, I should say, is that it was looking at operations. Am I using the right software to run things? Am I using software that allows me to scale? Am I connected or talking to the right people? Because when you're new in business, you do have an idea of who your people are, but you really don't know until you get out there and start doing business. So as I was doing business, I realized what I was offering was not fully what people needed. They needed more. So I restructured it to meet the need that I saw in marketing, which boiled over into offering marketing strategy. Because there are a lot of people saying, I need a website, I need social media, I need this, and the third. But what they didn't have is, how big is my audience? Who am I reaching? Where am I going? And you need that even when you're doing good business. You need
You
to
need
know.
that, especially when you are doing good business, if you're going to have the results that you want to have. And it is drastic to scrap everything and rebuild.
Yes.
So, and sometimes we have to, as consultants and coaches, we have to give that hard message to our clients as well. So I love that you've been there, done that, because you can speak from your own personal experience.
Yes.
So does this play into the next question? Can you share a time when you had to pivot or adjust your business strategy, and how did you come to that decision?
Well, it definitely plays into the next part, because I did pivot. And at the time, I was a digital marketing agency. So I made a very big pivot because agency work is different. And I had a team, I had, virtual assistants in the Philippines. I had the whole thing going. And when I pivoted, I realized that I needed to speak to business owners who had been in business 3 to 5 years or more, not startups, because generally you don't have enough data as a startup to look at the strategies that I'm offering.
Mm-hmm.
And ultimately, Toni, in all of this, I wanted to be able to offer small to medium-sized businesses what I was doing at the corporate level for a multi-billion-dollar company, and not charge them the kind of money that if I were talking to multi-billion-dollar corporations, because small and medium-sized businesses deserve the same quality of consultants and information, and they often can't afford it at that level. So I also had to look at how can I provide my services, make it affordable for them, but also make it where I can still have a business and run the business and for profit.
Where you can eat.
Where you can eat.
Yes, eating is very important to us. So, being able to, again, adjust so that you could deliver the service you needed to deliver, have the same impact. And so, we always, this is the message. You always have to look at your business and pivot and adjust so that you can make sure you are serving the people you're meant to serve in the way they deserve, so that everybody gets results. So let's talk about community service.
Yes.
Community service. Do you have any personally community services initiatives in your business?
I'm glad you asked me this question on the tail of pivot, because I am pivoting. Toni,
Yes.
So November 22nd, 2022, my daughter passed away tragically in a single car collision. And as you can imagine, and Toni knows, this has been quite a journey. I'm 8 months into this, but I am in the process of creating some sort of foundation or scholarship, rather. I'm not even going to do a foundation. I'm going to do a scholarship in her name. And I'm working through that slowly but surely, but I have some things in place, and that's something I'm going to be doing in the near future. So stay tuned.
I love that you're taking a loss and making it good for somebody else's child. Now, the other thing is we talked about is you helping parents who have lost children. And so, and as soon as we declared that, people started showing up.
Yes.
That's interesting. So y'all stay tuned for those community service initiatives. And as a network and action leader, you also have community service as part of what you're doing there. So it's just all falling into place, helping people to put community service into their business while you're doing it for your business. And that's what I love, is that I am the person who goes ahead of my clients. I have these grandiose ideas, then I implement it. I'm like, okay, now this is how you do it. And
Yeah.
so you're going to take your situation and do the same. So what advice would you give aspiring entrepreneurs looking to start their own business?
Always bet on yourself. Always bet on yourself, because you have to understand that when things look the worst in your business, when things are the hardest, when you're trying to figure out, how you're going to keep the lights on, because it happens. I mean, that is a part of the journey. As I started talking to other people, I realized I wasn't alone. And then I had to start to believe, you know what? I left because I believed in me more than I believed in somebody else paying me. And you have to always come back to that.
Absolutely. Bet on yourself. If you really have a heart for entrepreneurship, and we can tell you this journey is not for the faint of heart. So, but if you really believe that you have the ability to make an impact in the world, and you are giving your time and talent to a corporation, even if you have to do it slowly, I'm not saying take the big drastic step and quit your job, but you got to bet on you. And that means you have to put time into you and put money into you to be able to take that business out into the world. Okay, this is a question. What role has networking played in helping you to connect to the right people to fulfill your purpose?
Listen, networking has been everything for me in this last year in particular. Ever since I came into networking action, it's just been like an explosion of great business owners, friendships that have developed, collaborations. So much has come out of it. And even in my worst times, these business owners were there to support me through the loss of my daughter. And just even doing business and referring business to one another and other people has been amazing. My business has grown because of networking.
Yeah. So, and that's how we got here.
Yep.
Right. I could have done a one and done. Right. I could have done that training, one and done, I'm out. And I have done that with other organizations, but there was something about you. And we stayed connected. And you changed my life when you taught me about virtual assistants in the Philippines.
Yes.
And she introduced me to my now VA, who we've been together. She did an anniversary post. I think we've been together 3 or 4 years now. I think coming up on 4 years. And that was you. And
Yes.
you changed my life because you introduced me to Janice.
Yes.
So y'all never know where these relationships are going to go. I say it time and time again, but you got to show up, connect with people. And that's what happened. Sherri showed up at my conference, the Viral Networking Conference, in November of last year. Shortly after, that network flooded to her side. And so I pray you never need a network in that way, but because she had it and she showed up and built those connections are still flourishing today.
Yes.
So that's another piece of advice to give to aspiring entrepreneurs. Learn how to network early. Don't wait until you're in a desperate situation to show up. Show up, start building the connections before you need them. And Absolutely. When you do, it will change your life. So here's our last question. What quote inspires you?
Maya Angelou. People may forget what you said, they may forget what you've done, but they never forget how you made them feel. Yeah, that's a powerful quote, and I know you live by that. The reason people came to your rescue is because you made them feel amazing when they were in your space. And I know that's a very important quote to you because you're Morgan, that's all people were saying, she made them feel. So let's remember that, entrepreneurs.
And that's why networking is so important, because you have the opportunity to make people feel amazing just by showing up. So, Sherri, we're going to do some good in the world. Tell everybody how to get in touch with you.
Well, you can always reach me at goodbusinesscommunity.com. And you can find me on all social media as at I am Sherri Goodall.
I love that. Thank you so much, Sherri. I love you. And I'm looking forward to 2024, helping businesses to do good for business. This is Toni Harris Taylor saying, take a drastic step today for a fantastic tomorrow. And we'll see you soon.
Let's get drastic, building relationships to get you known, get you connected, and get paid.